June 18th, 1815. The fate of Europe rests on this empty, fog-covered field near Waterloo. Still, the British commander, Wellington, had not arrived. The British are still nowhere to be seen.
Steady now. The Prussians are out there in the fog. We must be ready.
These aging flintlocks, prone to misfire in the damp, were all that stood between them and the enemy lines.
It's not one of ours. Whatever it is, it's getting closer.
The first vibrations in the air.
The first rotor thump!
The men below mistook the sound for distant thunder, a storm brewing in the fog. They were wrong.
The panic is visible in the horses a mile away. And now, the first Hellfire launch!
At ignition, the missile accelerates rapidly, reaching supersonic speeds within the first 8 seconds of its trajectory.
The tearing sound you hear is the air itself being violently compressed as the projectile approaches and exceeds the sound barrier, Mach 1.3.
Incoming! Get down! It's too fast! Brace for impact!
The shockwave obliterates everything in its path, a stark reminder of the destructive power unleashed on the battlefield.
It was then we realized this enemy was unlike any other. A force beyond our comprehension.
Even as his artillery crumbled, Napoleon adapted, signaling his forces to spread wide and envelop the enemy.
Écartez les rangs! Avancez! The Apache switching their weaponry.
Weapon systems hot. Traversing the 30mm cannon.
Target locked. Firing solution ordered.
The sound of the chain gun is often compared to the crumbling of graham crackers.
It was an invisible scythe, mowing down the brave and the damned alike, leaving only ruin in its wake.
The gunfire was relentless. As the bullets ripped through the ranks, the battalions simply began to fall apart. The rigid discipline they were taught began to evaporate. Their formation was broken, replaced by shock and disbelief. The regiments dissolved into chaos, every man for himself, as the line finally broke.
In the chaos of retreat, the most sacred of duties is forgotten. Precious weapons, the symbols of their cause, are cast aside in the mud.
Like the morning dew, my grand army has evaporated under the harsh sun of defeat.
Weapons hot. Target acquired. Engaging with Hydra rockets.
Une salve de 19 fusées! À couvert! Non, ils nous ont vus! Fuyez!
The barrage was relentless. All semblance of order evaporated as the rockets rained down. The
Fear is a contagion, spreading faster than any cannonade. We are witnessing the collapse of the Emperor's finest.
The fire took more than just the wood. It took our will to fight. We are broken. Against impossible odds, they desperately tried to revive the dying beast.
Halt! Form up, you cowards! Stand your ground!
The elite discipline had finally collapsed. There comes a moment when the strongest training yields to the most basic instinct: survival.
The army is dissolving! They abandon equipment worth fortunes, irreplaceable tools of war left behind in the mud. The standard was more than metal. It was the Emperor's soul. And now, it was gone.
The retreat was absolute. Below him, the Empire crumbled, leaving only the pale Emperor and the wind as witnesses.
The realization dawned on him, cold and inescapable. This was not a retreat. It was the beginning of the end.
Target is in sight. Remember to conserve resources for the next engagement. Weapon systems are hot.
The Apache's last reserves are nearly spent. If the wind doesn't take them, the enemy will.
Weapons free on the remaining hostiles. This is the final assault.
A total rout! The line is broken! Every breath is a struggle against the mud. Every inch forward is a battle against the inevitable. The field is lost, sire! Give the word! They're turning our flank! Napoleon sees attack patterns in the chaos.
It's clear now. Their strategy was never the forts, but the fuel. We cannot advance without it.
Fuel subsystem Fritz, we are running on fumes, Captain.
All is lost. The horizon bleeds and we are left in the mud to drown in our sins.
Forgive us, Lord. Why have you forsaken us?
Napoleon cannot counterattack.
The final salvo connects, delivering the decisive blow.
Hardened by a dozen wars, these men had seen everything. But as the mud closed around them, discipline gave way to sheer panic.
For 10,000 years, their discipline was legendary. Today, it finally broke. The historians would later call it the most one-side battle ever fought. Here,
Only minutes of fuel left.
The rotors fall still, and the sudden silence settles over the field, bringing a moment of unexpected peace.
The battle was over, yet the silence brought no comfort. The casualties were catastrophic. A generation.
he cannot claim victory today. The road ahead is long, and the shadow of defeat follows him to Paris. For centuries they debated its purpose, a relic from a future they could not grasp. It defies all known principles of aerodynamics.
Modern hardware dominates until fuel runs out.